Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to do this. I will be saying USA crochet terms. The same stitches have different terms from the UK and the USA. In the USA, a single crochet, to the UK is a double crochet, and a USA double crochet is a UK treble crochet. I will write it up in the description so that you can follow along with this one. I've got a longer length done for this one. This is a really pretty stitch. It's quite thick. You get nice straight edges, a nice straight top, and you even get a nice straight bottom. Now the one thing I'm going to say to you with this pattern, please do your chain nice and loose. If you don't do it loose, it will be tight on the bottom because this is quite a sort of chunky stitch. Use any yarn you want. I will suggest that you use at least a half size larger hook than it says on the label because this is quite a thick stitch, but make sure you do your chain nice and loose. You don't want it too tight. If you do it too tight, it really will pull in like this on the bottom. It'll go like that on the bottom because your chain will be too tight. So make sure you do your chain nice and slack. Pull the stitches out a little bit. So today we're going to show you how to do this 5-stitch cluster, which is quite an interesting little stitch. You're going to chain any number of stitches, any number you want. So I'm going to do a sample. Any number of stitches. So I've done 30 chains in my sample. Now the base row, to set this up, you're going to go into the 3rd stitch. 1, 2, 3. Put your yarn over and pull through a loop. You've got 3 loops on your hook. Put your yarn over and come through 2 of those loops and keep it on your hook. Put your yarn over and into the same stitch, pull through another loop, and you've got 4 loops on your hook. Put your yarn over and come through the 4 loops. Into the next stitch you'll do the same. Yarn over, pull through a loop, yarn over, come through 2 of the loops, keep that on the hook, yarn over and into the same stitch, pull through, you've got 4 loops, yarn over and pull through the 4 loops. Move to the next stitch, yarn over, pull through a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, keep it on the hook, yarn over into the same stitch, pull through, you've got 4 loops, yarn over and pull through the 4 loops, and it's going to make this nice cluster. Do that one group into each stitch along. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over through 2 loops, yarn over into the same stitch, you've got 4 loops, and pull through the 4 all the way along. So I'm on my last stitch, so yarn over into my last stitch, yarn over through 2 loops, yarn over into the same stitch, and pull through the 4 loops. Now you're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and turn your work around. Now this next row, that's your base row done, so the next row is the row we're going to keep repeating. Put your yarn over and you're going to go in to the space between the clusters into the space, pull a loop through, yarn over and through 2 loops, yarn over and into the same space, pull through a loop, yarn over and come through your 4 loops. So you'll go into the next space, not the stitch, into the space. So yarn over first and into the space between the next stitches, yarn over through 2 loops, yarn over into the same space, you've got 4 loops, yarn over and pull through. And that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be working in the spaces. So we're going into the next space, put your yarn over your hook, into the space, pull through, you've got 3 loops, pull through the first 2, yarn over and into the same space, so you've got 4 loops, and pull through the 4. Yarn over, now go in between the clusters into the next space, yarn over through 2 loops, yarn over into the same space and pull through the 4. You'll do that all the way along. So yarn over, you're going into the next space, yarn over and through the 4 loops. Now we're near the end. Remember, you're not going into the stitch, we're going into the space. So yarn over and into the space, through 2 loops, yarn over and into the space again and make the cluster. Now at the end of this one we're going to do 1/2 double crochet. So put your yarn over and go into the corner of the cluster and pull through, yarn over and pull through all your stitches, chain 2. So now we'll do the clusters again in each of the spaces. Just remember, when you get to the end you'll put a 1/2 double crochet into the top of that last cluster, chain 2 and turn. So into this first space you're going to build your first cluster. So through 2 loops, yarn over and through the 4 and move to the next chain space. You'll build those clusters all the way along. You'll put your last one in, and into this last cluster you'll put a 1/2 treble crochet. So a 1/2 treble crochet, as you're yarn over, you'll go into your stitch, pull through, and you'll have 3 loops. You yarn over and come through the 3 loops. That's a 1/2 double crochet. You'll do that in at the end. If you're in Europe, it's a 1/2 treble crochet. And that's what you'll work, row after row after row. You'll start with a 2 chain in a cluster and end with a 1/2 double crochet in the corner of your last cluster. Chain 2 and work into your spaces in your next row. And this is what you get when you've done a few rows. Now this piece is a much longer piece. Make your chain as long as you want it. This is a great stitch for hats and scarves, blankets, cushion covers, throws. You can even use much thicker yarn or even string and make this into washcloths for your dishes. You can make them into scrubbies. You can make a nice long length like I've done for a back scrubby. You can use it, just grab each side and rub it across your back. You can use it in the shower. This is a great stitch for almost any project. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and if you click on the bell icon here, YouTube will tell you when I put up another tutorial. So until the next time, happy crafting, and I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.